Hey guys, Arthur Wainio here. I just got off an interview with the Q&A style with my trading mentor, Joel Arias. He wanted to do an interview with me for his Spanish-speaking students, and they had to get all their burning questions answered. A lot of them have watched my journey and my climb up the Trade X Mastery Leaderboard, and they wanted to know if I was doing anything different, what kinds of things that I was doing to improve their trading. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do get some value out of it, please give me a like and a comment below so that this video can get spread out and more people can see it. All right, let's get to the video.
Listo, listo. Bueno, vamos a empezar con la primera pregunta. We're going to start with the first question. How long have you been trading? ¿Hace cuánto empezaste a hacer trading?
My first week was the first week of August of this year.
Su primera semana del trading en general fue la primera semana de agosto de este año. Imagínense, chicos, primera semana de agosto de este año. And that's your first experience with trading, right?
Correct.
Y esa es su primera experiencia con trading. Antes nunca lo había hecho. Okay, vámonos con la segunda pregunta. We're going to go with another question. What's your trading plan? ¿Qué es su plan de trading?
When I started, you only had two plans. So I used the master plan to pass my challenge. And also I used the master plan to build up my equity within my fund. So that that was, you only had two plans. So I followed the master plan.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Chicos, la respuesta de cuál trading o plan de trading usa es de que cuando él inició, yo solamente tenía dos planes de trading afuera y él escogió seguir el plan de trading master y así logró pasar su cuenta y así logró construir su capital un poquito más y en la fecha él sigue ese modelo. Increíble. That's awesome, man. I mean, it's amazing that with that master trading plan, are you using it right now or you're switching to Flash or something on your own?
Since I've drawn back on my fund from like Thursday, Friday, and Monday, this morning I just switched back to the master plan to reduce my risk, just because the market's kind of going all over the place. Because, you know, with the Flash plan, you're using more risk to take those trades, and sometimes they only hit TP1 and then they go down from there.
Right. Okay. Dice que ahora, a la fecha, él usa el plan de Master, sobre todo ahorita con el mercado siendo un poquito loco. Entonces, él usó el plan de Flash después de que construyó su capital y Flash le ayudó a construir más su capital. Y ahorita que él lleva un poquito de pérdidas, se devolvió a solamente usar el plan Master para poder construir aún más su equidad y volver eventualmente a ser un poquito más riesgoso. That's awesome. All right, let's go to the next question over here. How do you manage your emotions? ¿Cómo maneja sus emociones?
I get this question a lot. One, I go to the gym 6 days a week, so that's already a stress reliever. It's been proven by scientists that it relieves stress from anything. The other thing that I do is that I reduce my risk on the trades that I do take, so it's not stressing me out losing huge chunks of money. The other thing that I did you want to translate that, or do you want me to keep going?
I'll translate this part, although I'm just making notes, but yeah, I'll translate. Chicos, que lo que me permite a mí controlar mis emociones, número uno, es ir al gimnasio. Yo voy al gimnasio 6 días a la semana. ¿Por qué? Porque ha sido comprobado científicamente que el gimnasio o el hacer ejercicio te ayuda a reducir tu estrés. Número dos, lo que yo hago es reducir el riesgo. ¿Por qué? Porque cuando yo entro a un trade con mucho riesgo, obviamente voy a estar estresado y voy a tener emociones, pero lo que yo hago es simplemente manejar un riesgo correcto.
Um, there's a couple things that I do in the morning. Um, there's all these like motivational like videos on like on YouTube. That's like they just string like motivational speakers together. So I'll listen to those while I'm doing my day job, like I'm working on orders, waiting for a trade alert to come in through you. So that kind of sets my mind up right for the day. Um, or I listen to uh, they're called binaural beats,
Okay.
where it's like playing sounds in both ears,
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of relaxes you.
Okay, perfect. I'll translate it. What you said, you listen to motivational videos in the morning while you're at your job.
Yeah, I do. So I do like evaluations on homes. So I have to either split those up, either doing them in the morning or in the afternoon or evening
Okay.
time. So while I'm sitting there waiting for a trade alert to come in from you, I'll be listening to that and working on those while a trade alert comes in, and then I'll set the trade alert and just continue working.
Okay, perfect. I'll translate that. Listo, chicos. Hay otros dos pasos más de lo que él hace para poder mantener, digamos, sus emociones correctas. Número tres, él escucha videos motivacionales, o sea, va a YouTube y busca videos que lo motiven. Y él hace esto mientras trabaja, porque él tiene un trabajo que le permite o ir en la mañana o ir en la noche a evaluar casas de personas y mientras él está esperando eso y esperando por una alerta, él escucha videos motivacionales. Y número cuatro, él escucha unas sondas de sonido que le ayudan como que a relajar su mente y a controlar mejor sus emociones. And
Some
that's
of my
it.
yeah, some of my favorites are Fearless Motivation and like Coach Prime, stuff like that.
Okay. On YouTube, right?
Yeah, yeah, they're on YouTube.
Cool. Y dice que él tiene dos recomendaciones ahí en YouTube, pero son en inglés, pero pues que ustedes pueden buscar, obviamente, las suyas que les hagan sentir motivados. Awesome. Thank you so much, Arthur, for answering that question. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and then there's a book that I finished listening to as well. Like when I lost my first $5,000, I was like feeling like really bad and stuff. And so it kind of got me over that hump of actually losing a huge chunk of money. So I kind of knew what emotions to expect and feel. But I downloaded from Audible. There's this book called Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard.
Best
So I listened to
loser
that to
win.
kind of get my mind right.
That's awesome. Okay, Best Losers Win by Tom.
Best Best Loser Wins. He's a
Okay.
high stakes trader.
Chicos, hay otro paso más que él hace y esto lo hizo cuando, digamos, él encuentra una pérdida grande. Por ejemplo, cuando tuvo su primera pérdida de $5,000, él se puso a leer un libro que se llama Los mejores perdedores ganan. ¿Listo? Así se llama el libro. Está en inglés, no estoy seguro si hablan en español, pero no lo leyó, sino lo escuchó. Lo está escuchando y que esos pasos le ayudan a él pues a controlar sus emociones. Okay, let's go to the next question. Vamos a ir con la siguiente pregunta. Y esta pregunta la hace Shirley y la hacen muchas personas. This question was just asked over here in the chat and it's also repeated here on the list, but they're wondering if you do your own trades or if you follow Tap to Trade, Trade Alerts, and what educator.
Yes to all of those. I primarily follow you like 99% of the time. Um, on my on my charts, I have set up the indicators, which sometimes they're not really helpful, especially when the market's like trending really hard in one direction or the other. But if I know it's going to go back up because it's already trending up, then I will take a trade because it's riding like down by the bottom of the Bollinger Band, but I know it's going to be going back up because the trend line is already going up. So I'll take a trade, and then not like 2 minutes later, you send out like a trade alert. So it's almost like we're like in sync.
That's good. That's good. That's awesome. So 99%, like a little bit of everything, like right? Trade alerts, have to trade, and then your own trades, right?
Yeah, I mean, since you came out with since you started doing tap to trades, it made everything like a lot easier. So some of these people, like, they are going to get spoiled with that because, before I was just doing the trade alerts, and I would have to sit there and watch the trades myself and close them and take partials and move the stop losses and all that stuff. But yeah, taking the tap to trades, it's like makes everything like real easy. Like I don't even have to like worry about it. Like I'll accept the tap to trade and I'll just go do my driving, or I'll take the tap to trade when you do one for London and I'll just go to bed.
That's awesome, man. Like the ones
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll translate. Chicos, la respuesta de esa pregunta, que si él toma tacto trades, trade alerts, qué educador sigue, que si toma sus propios trades, él dice que toma el 99%, o sea, que solamente toma mis trades. Listo, el 99% de los trades que toma son míos y que él a veces toma un trade suyo en base a lo que ha aprendido de la estrategia. Él usa también las bandas de Bollinger, que yo no enseño eso, por así decirlo, pero que las bandas de Bollinger le ayudan a ver la dirección del mercado y cuando él toma un trade, como yo a los segundos o minutos, canto uno y a él le sirve de confirmación. Entonces, él toma lo mío y toma un trade de él cuando ve que está posicionado al mercado. A ver, let's go to the next question. What do you think that has been the reason that has given you results? ¿Cuál ha sido la razón por la que has tenido resultados?
Um, One, I'm watching the videos that you have put out. I try and watch, when I started, I was watching one in the morning. Instead of listening to motivational things or music or binaural beats, I was watching one video in the morning and then one video in the evening. Um, and if I don't have like any orders or work to do, then I'll be watching like a video. But the thing that has made me move forward is that I've been staying consistent with how much I'm like risking on each trade, and then make sure that I'm not over leveraging or taking too many trades open. Because I failed my first two challenges. I don't know if you know that. But I failed those for a number of reasons, but they were learning lessons for me as well. One thing is that I know that some people, they will have too many trades open and they open themselves up for too much risk. And so they will either lose account or they will lose a lot of money because they have way too many trades open. They have like 5, 6 trades open. The only reason why I would have any more than 3 trades open is if I've already moved my stop loss to a break even, so it's a free trade, and then I'll take another one.
Awesome, very good. Chicos, la respuesta de la razón por la que él ha tenido mucho éxito es la siguiente. Número uno, porque él estudia el contenido que yo pongo de la estrategia. Él dice que anteriormente tenía una rutina, ahorita no la tiene mucho, pero hace lo mismo, de que en la mañana él se veía un video mío, en la tarde se veía un video mío también, y si él tenía tiempo después con el trabajo, no tenía nada que hacer, se ponía a ver otro video. ¿Listo? Entonces no se ponía a ver videos como loco, pero sí se ponía la meta de verse 2 videos al día. Bueno, aparte de eso, él mantenía un riesgo constante, ¿ok? Sin sobreapalancarse, tampoco metía muchos trades, ¿ok? Entonces, todo eso le ha ayudado a él. Dice que él anteriormente perdió 2 cuentas de fondeo antes de ponerse la camiseta a decir yo voy a seguir un plan de trading. Entonces, él perdió 2 cuentas de fondeo por lo mismo, por no ser consistente, por no tener una buena rutina, por abrir muchos trades y pues por todo lo que nosotros sabemos de que ocurre cuando no sigues un plan de trading. Okay, I think the next question is it's like a personal question for me. Like, how do you manage your time? Like, I know you work, you told me like, you don't get a lot, maybe only when you go to the house actually for a client and stuff, but how do you manage your day? ¿Cómo manejas tu día a día con un trabajo y esto?
Yeah, so um, the job that I do, I have like appointments that I have to go to. So those are all like managed on my Google Calendar. So pretty much during the day, that time is filled with that. So I have to look at my day. What time do I have to devote to learning trading? How much time do I have to devote to taking trades? So the good thing is that me and you, we're both like pretty much on the same time zone. So we are kind of like in that sweet spot for if we get up early, we can catch the tail end of the London session and the beginning of the New York session all the way, to close, and then the Asian session. So usually I'll get up early. I've been getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but now that the time has changed, my cat just unplugged everything. Um, but he's biting the cord, and
Oh
hold on
boy.
1 second. Hold
Okay,
on.
I'll
Go ahead and
translate.
translate that. Hold on,
I'll
let me go put
translate
him
that.
away.
Dice que lo disculpe un momento que el gato está jalando los cables. Pero para responder la pregunta de cómo maneja su tiempo con un trabajo y eso, él dice que pues él mantiene organizado en un calendario de Google pues las citas que tiene que hacer con sus clientes en el trabajo, ¿ok? Pero en base a ese calendario, él ve qué espacios él se puede dedicar a trade, cuánto tiempo tiene, cuánto tiempo le va a hacer, y que una ventaja también es pues, de que él y yo estamos en la misma zona horaria, entonces estamos en una buena zona para agarrar trades de Londres, de Asia, de Nueva York y todo eso.
Okay, so when I'm taking the trades, since I'm up early, most of the New York session, since they're like they were 3 hours ahead. Now they're 2 hours ahead of me. So most of my trades were already done by 7:30 or 8 in the morning, which was perfect because that's usually when I leave to go drive for appointments. And then all of my appointments, I'm gone until about when the Asian session is about to open. So I'm already home working on orders in front of the computer. I'm ready to take any of the Asian trades. And the good thing about the Asian market is that it doesn't really start getting going after it takes like 2, 3 hours for the market to start moving for the Asian market. So when I'm driving around to houses for those New York trades, how I manage those is I'll just like pull over and change stop losses and stuff like that. It doesn't take that long. It's like less time than you spend on social media or Facebook. So it's not much time actually managing the trades once you got going. And plus, you're only doing like 2 or 3 trades.
Right. Awesome. Chicos, entonces para seguir en eso, lo que él hace es de que se levanta temprano y ya como para tipo 7:30, 8 de la mañana de él, que sería 9, 10 de la mañana para los que están en Colombia, él ya tiene los trades puestos, ¿verdad? Los tres máximos o dos máximos trades que él pone y se va a las citas de sus clientes. Entonces, ¿cómo hace para manejar esos trades? Porque él sigue el plan de Master. Él cuando recibe una notificación que se actualizó algo, simplemente parquea a un lado y agarra el celular y mueve el stop loss al precio de entrada según el plan de Master. ¿Listo? Entonces él hace eso, pues no toma mucho tiempo. Dice que toma menos tiempo que entrar a las redes sociales y comenzar a ver videos y que después se espera para la sesión de Asia, porque esa sesión abre ya cuando él acaba de trabajar y ahí comienza él a hacer trading, comienza a esperar a las alertas de Asia, que usualmente se demoran, siempre son 2, 3 horas que se demoran en reaccionar. Man, that sounds like a movie. You're like a superhero doing this and there. That's awesome,
Well, you
man.
know what? I got to fit the gym in there too. So in the evening time, by the time I get all of my stuff done, I'm usually at the gym by like 5, and I'm there for like an hour and a half. And then I
You're
come
there
home and
during
shower.
Asian.
Huh?
You're there during the Asian session.
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you'll throw out like trade alerts, and I'm there lifting, and I'll do a trade right there at the gym, and then like a couple weeks ago, like I was doing a lift. You threw out a trade alert. I took a trade, did a set, came back. It hit TP2 or something like that. I took a partial, moved my stop loss, did another set, and then it went up again, and I just closed it. I'm like, that was a quick like $300 at the gym.
Dice que él va al gimnasio porque obviamente también él, en su calendario que está organizado pone el gimnasio, ¿verdad? Y que le gusta, pues, cuando me contó la historia que una vez yo mandé un trade y él estaba haciendo pesas, estaba haciendo fuerza ahí, terminó su set y ¡pum! Tomó la entrada, hizo el otro set y ya vio que había tocado TP2 porque le llegó la notificación y cambió el stop loss, tomó parciales, ¿verdad? Y hizo otro set y después ya el trade había subido más y cerró con $300 y dijo, bueno, ya me hice $300 en el gimnasio, que eso no lo hace cualquiera. That's just crazy, man. It's trading. Like I trade at the gym too.
Oh, there you go.
Sometimes when I start going to the gym at 5, because my schedule usually is like either 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. I'll go to the gym or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And when I'm at the gym at the opening of Asian, I'll send a tap to trade or a trade alert. I know, throw it there, and then yeah, I'm just the same way. Like I'm doing lift or something, and then boom, I get the notification from TradingView. Boom, notify everybody, and so it's a great workout. I'm working.
Well, you have like you have rest periods. So during my when I do a set, I have to like on my phone, I have the app to like record my actual lifting. It's
Mhm.
the RP hypertrophy app from I sent you the link, but it's how I track like all of my workout. It tells me like the progression of my lifts, and they get harder over time.
Right.
But I will go in there and I'll track that, and then I'll open up Trade Locker and I'll look at that instead of where I used to before I trading. I would track my workouts still, but I would just go to like Facebook and just like scroll for like 2-3 minutes until I uh, get
That's
my breath
crazy.
again
I
and
see
rest.
I see a lot of people doing that, like that
Yeah.
they're with their phones and usually they're in Facebook scrolling down while they wait like the minute of resting and whatever. So that's awesome. Pablo, para responder tu pregunta, sí, él espera TP2 para subir el stop loss a break-even porque el plan de Master, acuérdate que si tu cuenta está positiva, tú no cierras parciales hasta TP2 y no mueves el stop loss hasta TP2. Pero si tu cuenta está negativa, entonces es TP1. Y lo que estaba diciendo Arthur ahí, dice que él cambió las redes sociales por TradingView o por Trade Locker. Porque cuando la gente va al gimnasio tiene usualmente un tiempo de descanso y en ese tiempo de descanso él anteriormente solía entrar a Facebook y ver mientras esperaba que se le calmara para el siguiente set, pero ahora él entra es a Trade Locker. That's just crazy, man. All right, let's just do a couple more questions over here. Hmm. What's your daily risk? ¿Cuál es su
Uh,
riesgo a diario?
so my original goal when I started my account, because I have $100,000 account, so it was to grow 1% a day, which at the time I didn't know if that was good or bad. I just wanted to grow 1% a day. But later I found out that 1% a day, like if you Google it, it says that it's uh, don't expect it. Like if you Google it, it says that it's not expected. And you shouldn't expect it, but I didn't know that. I didn't know what to expect. So I was growing 1% a day and passed my $100,000 challenge in 10 days, and then I passed stage two in like 3 or 4 days. So I just continued that momentum when I was growing funded accounts. And that was using the master plan. So obviously my risk was pretty low. It was like I was using like 0.18, between 0.18 to zero point 0.2 lot size on $100,000 accounts. When you showed the flash plan, I changed my risk to anywhere from zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.5. And the reason was is because I was only in that trade for like a short amount of time. So, and especially when the market's like moving really fast, you can get in those trades fast and you don't have to stay in them for that long. And then you have everything, all your trades cleared and you're ready to take the next trade. So it's like a I like that. So that I like getting all the trades cleared. Either they're hitting the stop loss at the break even on the master plan, or and I've already taken like a partials, or I've moved the stop loss to TP1, or and it hits the break even, which it's not a bad thing. People are like, oh, it hit my stop loss when I moved it to break even. I'm like, well, that's not a bad thing because now you have no trades there, and you have all of your risk and all of your drawdown to take the next trade. So what if Joel throws out a tap to trade? Your risk obviously is going to be more money or more risk on a tap to trade than a trade alert,
Right.
at least for me.
Right.
So I would rather have all of my drawdown available for me to take those trades.
Okay, let me translate this.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Chicos, dice que el riesgo que él anteriormente tenía cuando pues empezó a hacer las cosas bien, entre comillas, era un riesgo, perdón, una meta diaria alta. O sea, él quería hacerse el 1% al día. ¿Listo? El 1% al día. Entonces luego se dio cuenta que eso era muy posible, pero que no todas las veces iba a llegar a ese 1% al día. Pero entonces, ¿qué él hizo? De nuevo, él siguió el master plan que yo tengo, el plan de Trading Master, y lo que hizo con una cuenta de 100K es simplemente operar a 0.18, 0.2 lotes, que es un riesgo mínimo, ¿verdad? Que es lo que yo digo, el 0.1%, y que él empezó a tomar todos los trades y empezó a hacer todo lo que el plan decía, que si tocaba ATP, cerraba parciales, movía stop loss a break even, y algo que él dijo ahorita es de que muchas personas piensan que si se devuelve al break even, que eso es lo peor del mundo y comienzan a quejarse, y la verdad que a él no le importaba porque significa que ahora tiene espacio para un trade más. Entonces él trataba de agarrar todos los trades y se puso la meta de poder hacer 1% al día, y eso hizo que pasara sus cuentas de fondeo con un momentum que hubo hace unos meses. Entonces él pasó sus cuentas y siguió con una meta consistente sin subirle a los lotales.
I will add this to that. If you remember, you asked me when I sent you that screenshot about my risk on the trades. I said that, or I was explaining to you that I start each day because my drawdown is like $6,000 right now, or 6,400. So I will start each day like pretty conservative, and I will follow the plan until I start building enough equity for the day. So my drawdown increases. So
Okay.
instead of 6,400, it goes to like 7,400 or 8,400. So on the when it gets later in the day and you're sending out like tap to trades and stuff like that, because I've already won on the Asian and a couple of the London sessions, because those all count as like one day.
Mhm.
Some of the days I'm already up like $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000. So when you send out like a tap to trade in New York, I take more risk on, like my risk goes up because I have more of a drawdown to work with just in case. I'm not opening like a ton of trades. I'm just taking more of a risk. That way, if it dips down, I have the drawdown to support that for it to come back up.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's an amazing strategy. I'll translate it. Chicos, otra cosa que dice que él hace ahorita es, y bueno, lo que lleva haciendo consistentemente es cada vez que se hace profit, o sea, él siempre está pendiente de cuál es su drawdown, de cuál es el máximo de lo que puede perder, ¿verdad? Pero él no lo mira a eso para poder arriesgar eso. Lo que él hace es construir un profit a la equidad para que ese drawdown del día sea más grande. Ejemplo, si él empezó a hacer trading en New York y él se hizo $2,000 usando el plan Master, ¿ok? Porque me puso el ejemplo así. $2,000, él ya no tiene 6,400 de drawdown, porque su cuenta ahorita es grande, sino que ya tiene 8,400 máximo. Entonces, ¿qué hace después de que ya construye una equidad mayor? Él arriesga un poquito más, ¿verdad? Comienza a usar un poquito más de riesgo, como 0,5, que es lo que dijo, 0,3, perdón. Ahí no se pasa, 0,3, 0,4, o un poquito más de riesgo para poder hacer profit con el profit que se hizo, más no con el resto del capital. That's awesome. We have a question here that I was also curious. It's from Lobo Was. He asked if, because of the results that you've been having in trading, have you like got the initiative to share this with other people? And so, have you started doing network marketing? I'm going to translate. Hace una pregunta acá Lobo Was y dice, con sus resultados en trading, ¿también se ha animado a compartirlo con otras personas? ¿También hace el network marketing?
Yeah, so I'm not like my time is limited, so I have to portion it out to the things that I can do right now. I mean, with the job that I have, I don't really have time to like sit there on a phone and or network with people like on social media and stuff like that. It's like really hard,
Ujú.
especially if I'm doing trading. So the things that I have done is just post on Facebook the results from in our Trade Stars group. The you like if you I don't know if your group has like a results
Yeah,
section,
yeah, we do.
but I started just like posting that. And I would just start posting my daily wins for the day so people can see my P&L. They can see it every single day. Like almost every single day throughout my challenge, I was posting it on my social media. So that's on top of posting my daily quote in the morning. I would be posting my results at the end of the day, but in between those two posts, I'd be posting somebody else's results or posting somebody ranking up. So this starts creating uh, like people start noticing some of your posts because they see that you're posting all the time. They're like, "Oh, did someone take over your account?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, they didn't take over my account. I made a video saying that my
Right.
posting talking about my results." But you'll have like some friends who never like your stuff. They will never like heart it. They'll never like comment, and then they'll send you like a message in Messenger, which I had one, and he's under me. I had another guy too, but I guess he hasn't responded back. I asked
Right.
him how I can help him, but he hasn't responded back. So I guess he's dropped off. But I have a friend in Colorado. That's what he was doing. He watched me for like a good month, and then he joined last month and bought a $200,000 account. Now he's almost past his stage two. And then I have another friend who's just kind of sitting and watching. He's had prop firms before. He's blown through like 8 accounts. And I'm like, what are you waiting for? Like, let's go.
That's awesome.
So
Para
it's more like passive. It's more like a passive, I guess.
Right, right. I think that's good. And you're still new and I think
Yeah.
what you're doing is what I actually recommend people doing it because I don't really force network marketing to people. But what I do is like, you need to get results. You get results, you share them, but you also share the results of others, right? And you
Yeah.
just let it happen. Like let it happen. If you're not gonna be one of those that wanna like build, but you still want to invite people over because the opportunity is amazing, then just do that, let it happen. I know God will put you and the right people that need help together, right? So
Yeah. I mean, I've only been doing it for 3 months, which is crazy, and Trade Locker says that I've made over $40,000 in 3 months, which is crazy. And then, I think Robert has asked me before, Robert Hollis, he's asked me when I would be doing this like full-time trading and stop my job. And I said, well, probably this next year, if I can get like really consistent at it, then I will have the time to stop doing my other job, just do the trading, and then start doing more
start
networking
building.
and
Yeah,
actually reaching out to people.
that's awesome. Ok, chicos, para responder la pregunta del profe Hugo que hizo Lobo Was, dice que él comparte todo. ¿Listo? O sea, él necesariamente no le escribe a la gente ahorita porque él no tiene el tiempo, o sea, dentro de su agenda, él no tiene el tiempo para ir a escribirle a la gente y buscarla, pero lo que sí hace es compartir. O sea, él empieza la mañana compartiendo una frase inspiracional o motivadora en su Facebook, porque él hace todo por Facebook. Empieza así y durante el día él publica resultados de otras personas. Él dice que el grupo de ellos en inglés tiene un chat de resultados, así como el de nosotros que tenemos acá también en WhatsApp, donde compartimos los resultados de las personas que retiran o ustedes mismos ven los resultados de la gente que ha ido en el día. Y él comparte eso en Facebook para crear como una semilla a la gente, una semilla de curiosidad. Y al final del día, él coloca sus resultados. ¿Listo? Entonces, acuérdense que él lleva en esto apenas 3 meses. Entonces, es algo nuevo, aún así, el invitar a las personas, pero él, al hacer eso, ha logrado que otras personas le escriban y ha logrado que tener, creo que 2 personas nomás hasta el momento, tiene un prospecto más. Entonces, está emocionado con eso, pero lo que él hace es la tarea de compartir. ¿Listo? Dice que su meta es de que de aquí a un año él ya pueda dejar su trabajo normal y pueda dedicarse 100% al trading y también al network marketing para comenzar esta vez ya a escribirle a la gente. No que la gente le escriba a él, sino que él vaya y contacte a la gente. Awesome. Let's answer some questions here for the English people. I see Coach Bob. Um, Add some questions. Okay, so he has two. I think we can answer those in one. He said, I noticed you follow a few NAS traders or trades. Who do you follow for them? And then how many hours do you trade a day? And let me translate that really quick. Por acá Bob pregunta, veo que tomas algunos trades de NAS. ¿A quién sigues? ¿Y cuántas horas haces trading al día?
Yeah, so I've just now or just recently learning to try and do NOS. I've been following Rich and Brent because they do like a Sunday market update of what they think the market's going to do. So they're both kind of like in sync with NOS 100. And I'm not using very much risk on those because NOS can go like crazy. But if you like, I noticed that like Brent, he will have like a short stop loss. So the downside isn't that bad, but the upside is really great. Like if it goes in your direction, then you're going to make good money on it. If it doesn't go in your direction, you're not going to lose that much. So that's like what I'm like trying to like focus on with NOS is using really really small lot sizes because I'm just new trying to learn it. And then watching like the stop loss. Like I'll go in there and I'll set the stop loss before I set the trade because on my second account I didn't set the stop loss and NOS went like 300 400 pips like in the wrong direction. I was like, before I even got my stop loss in there, I was like, crap, should I even put it in? And then I didn't put it in, and then I overdrew or went over my drawdown and lost that account. So the second part of his question, how much time? I think we kind of
Yeah,
discussed
we,
that.
we
But
discussed that.
if you look at my if I look at my trade locker, it says that I spend about 3.5 hours or something like that. So probably like
You
a
can,
few
you can
hours in
look
the
at that.
morning, a few hours in the evening.
You can look at that in Trade Locker.
I in Trade X Mastery, I think it says
Oh,
it.
okay, okay. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that.
I think it shows in there like 3.5. It says like three. I think it says 3 hours and 40 minutes, which it feels like more sometimes. I'm like, it doesn't seem like maybe it is right because I'm only spending a few hours in the morning,
right.
but I'm not like
Entonces,
sitting there like staring at it the entire
right.
time. You know, I'm like doing other stuff.
Right, right. Okay. Para responder las preguntas de Bob que hizo ahí en el chat de Zoom, sí, él mira lo que hace Brent y Richard o Rich, porque ellos dos hacen casi similar trading en el NAS y colocan un riesgo muy pequeño. Entonces él dice que si se pierde, pues se perdió, ¿verdad? Pero él perdió una cuenta, una de sus primeras cuentas, porque nomás ha perdido 2 cuentas de fondeo cuando inició. debido al NAS y al no saber lo que está haciendo, porque él entró al trade sin colocar el stop loss ni nada y boom, de la nada subió y bueno, se quemó la cuenta. Pero no sigue mucho NAS, pero cuando lo hace es eso, o sea, poco riesgo y con el poco stop loss que coloca Brent o Rich y ya, ¿listo? Para responder la pregunta de cuántas horas hace trading al día, ya respondimos esto, pero él dice que en Trade X Mastery, en el panel, tú puedes ver cuántas horas tú mantienes pues, en Trade Locker y dice que le sale de 3 a 3 horas y medias en el día. Entonces no es mucho, aunque se siente mucho, pero pues lo que más gaste tiempo es en la mañana y el resto en la tarde cuando está nomás cambiando el stop loss, lo cual no toma mucho tiempo, pero que él no se queda ahí mirado en la pantalla en las gráficas.
You know, when I got started, people were like asking me like, who do you follow? Who do you follow? There's so many, and um, to be honest with you, I tested all the traders when I got started, but they were all like really small lot sizes. And what I was doing was I was just trying to find the winners, the people that were winning. You weren't on the tap traders, so I didn't even know what your stats were, and you weren't posting them either. So I
Right.
had no idea what your stats were. But I did notice before you even mentioned this on your calls, um, I started following you because I noticed that you only focused on gold. So some of these other traders, they focus on all these different pairs and things. So I was like, well, this guy has a single focus on gold. Um, he's looking at it every all day long. He is throwing out trade alerts. He throws out the most trade alerts out of any of the other traders, and he's only throwing out buy trades. And so my thought was like, okay, if I'm gonna trade in gold, it's just gonna be with Joel Arias and no other trader. I'm gonna look at any of their trades for gold because Joel has his pulse on gold because he's looking at it all the time.
Dice que cuando él inició en esto, la pregunta que muchas personas se hacen cuando inician es, pues, ¿a quién sigo, verdad? ¿Qué educador? Entonces, él se puso la tarea de poder tomar todos los trades de todas las personas, de todos los educadores, obviamente con un lotaje muy bajo para evaluar quién tiene los mejores resultados. Entonces, él comenzó a ver y algo que le llamó la atención de mis trades, porque él no sabía cómo nos iba. O sea, él no, cuando entró no sabía cómo nos había ido, cuál es la cantidad de pips que habíamos hecho en el mes, ni nada de eso. Entonces, lo que él notó es de que yo solamente tengo un enfoque a un par. Los otros educadores tienen enfoques en otros pares y todos a la vez, por así decirlo. Y solamente nos enfocamos en compras, solamente nos enfocamos en el oro. Entonces él dijo, bueno, si Joel está cantando muchos trades en el día y son de un enfoque, solamente voy a operar el oro con Joel. That's awesome. Thank you for the trust.
No problem.
All right, we're
You
gonna
you've
do.
earned it. You've earned it.
Uh, yeah, I guess. We're gonna do one more question. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, let's see. Okay, what kind? I think this question. Well, this question kind of answers itself because you say you follow the master plan, but we can attach two questions here. How many accounts you have, like funded accounts, and then what kind of trader are you? Are you a scalper, intraday, swing trader? Um, and that's it.
Um, what kind of trader am I? I don't know what kind of trader I am. I'm 3 months in, so I'm new. Uh, I I think that I'm a novice. So I guess I'm a mix between an intratrade and a scalper because some of your trades last, more than a day. They go from one New York session to the next New York session before I could finally close it. But
Yes.
during that time, I can't, if I have like three trades open, I can't take any more trades because I'm waiting for those to get in profit before I can close. So sometimes you'll send out like a tap to trade or a trade alert. I have to sit out on those. I have to like wait. Um, and that's okay, because once I get those other trades closed, you have to be patient. That's the thing that I like about the master plan. And here's some people like if they just go straight to the flash plan, I think they're missing out on some of the benefits of following the master plan. The master plan will teach you consistency. It teaches you patience. It helps keep your emotions like in check. And if you go straight to out of the gate on your new challenge account, straight to the flash plan, you don't get any of those benefits to build up that mental agility, I guess, to handle the trades. I mean, if you do the master plan going through your challenge, I did like probably 500 or 600 trades. So it kind of like hardens your mind to taking losses and being patient. So those are like some of the benefits I think people are missing from the flash plan. Did you want to translate that, or do you want me to
That's
go
awesome.
to
Yeah, no,
the
I'll translate this because I have some notes over here from what you said before I lose it. Listo, chicos. Entonces, para responder esa pregunta, me dice que él, pues, no sabe qué tipo de trader es, porque, pues, o sea, apenas lleva 3 meses. Acuérdense que él es nuevo. Pero poniéndose a pensar, pues, él es tanto intraday como scalper. ¿Por qué? Porque nuestros trades, o sea, mis trades a veces demoran un día, máximo 2 días en hacerse, ¿verdad? A menos de que él esté haciendo uno corto con TP1. Entonces, que algo que sí quiere decirle a todo el mundo es de que no se pierdan la oportunidad de hacer las cosas bien con paciencia. Y dice que algo que le enseñó la paciencia y la consistencia es el plan de Trading Master. ¿Por qué? Porque tú estás tomando muchos trades con ese plan y estás, digamos, construyendo una paciencia y una consistencia y también estás asumiendo pérdidas, ¿ok? Porque él dice que se puso a ver cuántos trades él había tomado con ese plan, ¿verdad? Para pasar sus cuentas y demás, y tomó entre 500 a 600 trades. 500 a 600 trades con el plan, lo cual no está mal porque el plan lo dice, estamos arriesgando menos, pero estamos tomando más trades. Y que él cuando perdía un trade, eso le ayudó muchísimo a saber de que está bien. O sea, de que tomó 500, 600 trades, perdió X cantidad, pero él ya sabe que está bien. ¿Por qué? Porque le ayudó a crear una paciencia. Y muchas personas cuando inician, quieren iniciar de una vez con el plan Flash porque quieren hacer la plata de una, pero eso no funciona así. Me gusta mucho el plan Master porque me ayudó con esa disciplina.
when people like ask me like which plan I'm following, even my new guy that I got started last month, I told him to follow the master plan first. And then once you get a funded account, you still follow the master plan like I did until you build up enough equity in your fund. And then you can switch to the flash plan.
Chicos, la verdad, o sea, de nuevo, lo que yo recomendaría es de que si tú eres nuevo o no, construyas tu cuenta con el plan Master. Y una vez ya tengas la cuenta fondeada, sigue usando el plan Master hasta que construyas equidad, como ya había respondido anteriormente. Si construyes equidad, ya puedes pasarte al plan Flash para poder arriesgar esa equidad, ¿verdad? Y poder usar eso para hacer más profit. That's awesome.
So as far as the second part of the question for the funded accounts, um, up until Halloween, I only had one account that was funded. So now, since you're only allowed to have $200,000 max funded, I bought another $100,000 account, but with all the add-ons for myself. And then I put my wife underneath me and got her, I purchased a $200,000 account for her. So currently, right now, it feels like I'm juggling juggling balls, uh, trading on 3 different accounts. So like when a tap to trade comes in, I'm on my phone, clicking on Microsoft Explorer or whatever, Microsoft Edge to like accept it on hers, accept it on my phone, and then switching over to Chrome to accept or to place a manual trade on my $100,000 challenge. So it's kind of like I'm juggling there.
Para responder la otra parte de la pregunta de cuántas cuentas de fondeo tiene, hasta octubre, ¿verdad? Él solamente tenía una, de la de 100K, que es la que tiene la fondeada, la que tiene el profit, y en octubre, pues por la promoción del 50% se compró 2 cuentas. Una bajo nombre de él porque aún tenía 100K disponibles, entonces ahora tiene 100 y 100 bajo su correo y una cuenta de 200K bajo el correo de de su esposa. Entonces, ahorita anda haciendo esas tres. That's awesome, man. I can't even tell you how many accounts my team have. Like, I have a guy that has like 6 accounts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you would trade on all those because I have a difficult time with just the three, and I wouldn't recommend it. It's definitely way easier with just one
Right.
focus on one account. It's
Right.
like
You
way
focus on one
easier.
thing. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But thank you so much, Arthur. I mean, this was amazing and very needed for my team because they all follow you. They all see you on the leaderboard and they're like, what the heck? I think everybody does that. But that's just to show that if you take things like the patient way or the consistent way, you can make money. Because a lot of people thought in my group that all you did was risk big
Nope.
because a lot of American people, a lot of gringos like to put big lot sizes.
I
And
know. I've seen if I look in Trade X Mastery at a few of those that are on the board, some of them have dropped off, but I look at like some of those accounts and they have like a 10,000 or a 25,000 or even a $50,000 account. And I look at what they're risking and I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, they're risking 5 lots. They're risking 3 lots on a $25,000 account. I'm like, it only takes like one bad trade and you're gone because your drawdown isn't that much. It's like 1250, like a little over $1,200 and you're gone with 3 lots. And doing it this way, like here's what I did when I started. So my goal was like 1% a day, right? So I took that and I was like, okay, that's $1,000. I need to make $500 during the Asian or London session, and I need to make $500 during the New York session. So I broke it up, split it up like that. And so when you're breaking it down to like the simple form, so $500, how much is that per trade? $70 if I take 5 trades. How hard is it to make $70 on a trade and close it out and wait for the next one? If you're throwing out 3 to 5 trade alerts per session, if you can just make 70 to 75, $80 on each trade and then close it out and wait for the next one, pretty soon those add up and you're already past your $500 for that session. And then you're just going to do the same thing for the New York session. That's how I was like, okay, well, I made over 1% today, average over 1%. And people are like, well, how are you doing that? It's like, I'm not like sitting there waiting for like 400, 500, or $1,000 on a trade. I'm doing a bunch of trades, or I'm taking partials where the trade has already is in profit of like $150. So I'll close like half of it. So it says, okay, you close half of it, that's $75. So you have $75 more to work with. It goes up a little bit or it doesn't, and I close it out. So that's considered 2 trades right there. So $75 each.
Yeah, my hat is out. That's amazing. That's just exactly what I teach. Like you sound just like my sessions, and it's kind of good to hear that because it works, and there are proven examples that if you do things correctly, it works. I'm gonna translate that little part over there that we just discussed. Chicos, ya para terminar, le dije que es increíble lo que él hace porque demuestra de que sin necesidad de alocarse puede conseguir resultados. ¿Por qué? Porque otros gringos, otros americanos, otras personas les gusta mucho arriesgar. Y él dice que él estaba mirando la tabla de liderazgo. Hay muchas personas que entran y salen todos los días. ¿Por qué? Porque son personas que arriesgan 4 o 5 lotes con un cuentas de 25K, 50K, 100K y que eso no es duradero. Entonces él está diciendo de que de nuevo, cuando él empezó, su meta era 1% al día. Y si ustedes se ponen a pensar, como yo les he dicho en las sesiones, si ustedes dividen eso, eso es lo que él hizo. 1% al día son $1,000 en una cuenta de 100K. ¿Qué significa eso? Que te tienes que hacer 500 en Nueva York, 500 en Asia o en Londres, ¿verdad? Entonces, 500, 500, tú divides eso. ¿Cuánto es? $75 por cada trade que yo debo tomar. ¿Qué tan difícil es hacer 75? No lo es, especialmente si tú estás tomando 5 trades por sesión. Entonces, él se puso la meta, puso los números, puso lo que tenía que hacer, los objetivos, y aunque la gente piensa que $75 no es nada, si tú comienzas a agregar 75, 75, 75 multiplicado por 500, por así decirlo, tú te vas a dar cuenta que hiciste una gran cantidad y así logró pasar sus cuentas de fondeo, su cuenta de fondeo, perdón, nomás haciendo esa meta que él se propuso y que muchas personas solamente quieren hacer un trade de $1,000 y ya están perdiendo todo lo esencial del trabajo.
I'll just say this, the big money will come if you build your fund. I don't know if your people have run through the numbers, but in my mind, I've run through the numbers several times. So I imagine myself growing my fund to like $4 million. You can grow to 5 million with Trade X Mastery. I trust the company enough to grow it that high. But imagine yourself with a $4 million fund. All the stats and everything, they still remain the same. You're still winning 80 to 85% of the tap to trades. Your trade alerts are still hitting 80%. If people don't know those numbers, they can go to the tap traders. I think they renamed it
Yeah,
in the Akashx. But I look at what your win ratio to how many trades that you've taken to figure that number out. So if all of that stuff remains the same, the only thing that's going to change is your lot size. So if I am risking 1% on a $4 million account, that's $40,000 on one trade. If I reduce the risk down to 50%, like what you recommend in your tap to trades, that's $20,000 per trade. And if you're doing 3 per session or 3, 5 a day, that's $100,000 a day, $500,000 a week. It's $2 million a month.
That's awesome. It's just everything comes down to breaking it down. Breaking
Yeah.
it down and have goals. Because if you don't have goals, you're
So
just doing this because then, nah.
yeah, so if people don't, if they want to make the money to grow your fund and your lot sizes, your risk will it won't increase it will increase only because your fund is increasing. But the percentages will remain the same. But you're going to be making more money on the end when you're closing out the trades.
Chicos, ya para terminar, lo que dijo Arthur es de que no sé si ustedes piensan en esto, pero grandes cantidades de dinero van a venir. Y dice, yo no sé ustedes, pero mi meta es llegar a tener 4 millones en Trade X Mastery porque ellos te dejan crecer hasta 5 millones máximo. Y yo confío en la compañía suficiente para lograr eso, pero pónganse a pensar, o sea, 4 millones, si yo llego a esa meta, cuando llegue a esa meta, yo arriesgo no sé, el 1%, ¿verdad? En el día total, eso es X cantidad de dinero, ¿verdad? $40,000, ok. Si yo quiero hacer la mitad de eso, porque cuando tú envías trades de tap to trade, tú recomiendas cortar la mitad, ok, son $20,000. Ok, si yo me puedo hacer $20,000 por trade, ya serían $400,000 en X cantidad de tiempo. Entonces, la idea de esto es que ustedes puedan romper esas cosas y se den cuenta que el dinero grande va a venir. Y va a venir si ustedes hacen las cosas bien, pero si comienzan a colocar muchos lotes y se empiezan a alocar, créanme que no lo veo posible. Well, thank you so much, Arthur. I really appreciate you taking 1 hour of your time to come here, talk to my team, and answer some questions. You're kind of famous now, so you gotta
Yeah,
get used to this life.
I guess so.
I guess so, right? If
Yeah,
it's only me, Robert will put you on more calls, and other teams they may reach out as well. But once again, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and you're an
thank you.
inspiration for a lot of people, including me.
Well, thank you. It's all because of you and Akashx and MDC. And I didn't know any of this stuff before August. And it's pretty crazy how fast things can change if you just focus and put in the time to actually learn and then actually take an action. How quickly things can change. I mean, people talk about the network marketing aspect of it, and I think they're kind of overlooking the trading aspect of it because if you look at some of the richest people in the world, they're traders. They do day trading. They trade forex, and my thought was like, okay, Robert's making like he wants to make like $1 million a month, like Jenna Zweigel did. If I grow my fund to $4 million, I'll be making more than $1 million a month. So maybe I should focus on that for a while and then build the network marketing business as I go along. It's a thought.
Right, right. It's always a thought. I think they both go together, and you could be making a little bit more here or there, but both together are a great tool. Once again, thank you so much, Arthur. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you, and we'll keep in touch. Okay, let me finish this translation, and then I'll just close the Zoom. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Muchas gracias a todos por los que entraron acá. Arthur de nuevo les dice que mantengan las cosas consistentes porque de nuevo, o sea, él ha podido romper el código, por así decirlo, y no es romper el código porque no hay sorpresas, no hace nada de lo que no se ha dicho y no se ha recomendado, simplemente él sabe cómo seguir instrucciones y mantenerse disciplinado. Y de nuevo, la meta acá es de que ustedes tengan una visión mayor, porque si ustedes no tienen una visión mayor, pues no van a llegar a esa meta. ¿Listo? Entonces, bueno, muchas gracias Arthur de nuevo por todo. Y nos estamos viendo, chicos, en la siguiente. Este Zoom quedó grabado, lo voy a subir a YouTube. This Zoom is recorded, so you can use it as well. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube later, okay?
All right, sounds good.
Thank you. Nos vemos, chicos.
All right, bye, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Again, a lot of those questions you probably already had in your head, and a lot of them got answered there on that video. If you are not a part of Akashx, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing the boat. Get with the person that shared this video with you, or if nobody shared it with you, you can get with me. Until next time, happy trading.